Hello, everyone. This is Breeze Booster 87 here, and today it will be our first episode of Basketball GM, the first season, season one, with the Utah Jazz. Now, what I meant by seasons, we're not doing like the in-game seasons. We're just gonna do like maybe like 5 to 10 seasons in a series, and then change teams. I don't know. So we are gonna rebuild the Utah Jazz and see if we're gonna get them to win their first ring and be a competitive team since I don't know the last time. So here's their roster. I decided to go directly to the draft because the draft in real life will start on November 18th, I think, if I remember. So the draft is going to be interesting. So we have Donovan Mitchell, Joe Ingles, Mike Conley, Rudy Gobert, and Bojan. Now I think our so I'm gonna go over the top 10 teams in the pod draft to see what position is probably the most reasonable, sensible, makes sense the most. So for the Jazz, I think either a point guard or a small forward is going to be the best. But I'm going to go with point guard because Mike Conley is going to expire. These guys are probably not going to. I don't know if these guys want to come back. If we can't get any good guards, I think a point guard will be best with only the 23rd pick. So let's go ahead straight to the draft. Since you guys are NBA fans, you guys know who will be in the draft this year. Rumors say Anthony Edwards is probably going to go number one to the Timberwolves in real life. And you got Obi Toppin right here going at projected as 11 to the Spurs. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first 10 picks and see what position they will likely need. So number one is the Minnesota Timberwolves. Uh, so they have Karl Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, Josh Okogie, and James Johnson. I think these contracts are probably inaccurate, but it's okay. I don't really mind. So I can tell right off the bat that the biggest need is going to be a small forward because James Johnson is not gonna. I think James Johnson is gonna lose some value to the 40s, and I don't know if Jake Layman can step it up. But they do have a young Jared Vanderbilt, but I don't think he'll be that good unless he gets somehow a big prog. That he's not going to be a starting small forward. So their best position likely is going to be small forward, and I think that and I think they're going to take Denny or Zeke Nyanja. But mostly I think they're going to go with Anthony Edwards because he's 18. But I feel like their best pick this year is going to be Denny. Like Denny Ajada from Israel. I don't know how to say his last name. He's gonna be he would fill hopefully he would fill up the small forward position for the Minnesota Timberwolves if they draft him. Now next up we have Golden State. So they have two roster spots left. They have Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. They're getting older. Andrew Wiggins they got from Minnesota. Draymond Green and Eric Pascal. Now Draymond Green is getting older. Jagon Bender expires this year. If they get him back and he does progs up, then that's good. But no one else big is expiring. So let's see. So the Golden State Warriors, I think the most reasonable position is either gonna be center if Kayvon Looney doesn't crack the starting lineup somehow, or a powerful, or maybe another power forward. But the center, obviously, we all know center is going to be the best. So that's why I think they're going to take James Wiseman. They have to take James Wiseman because he's the best center in the draft according to Basketball GM. But Zeke Nyanja, they could also take, but I don't think he won't be the same as James Wiseman. So James Wiseman's got to go second. Now let's take a look at the Charlotte Hornets. They have Devontae Graham, Terry Rozier, PJ Washington, Cody Zeller, and Miles Bridges. Sorry if I'm talking loud. I have a loud voice. I'm sorry. I don't know. So I think so. Okay. So they have Terry Rozier who was good at threes. Devontae Graham was also good at threes. Their shooting guard is Malik Monk, who I think is gonna go up. Excuse me, to the 50s. Nicholas Batum is gonna expire. Let's see. I think I think their best reasonable draft pick is going to be a center. I think they're going to take Zeke. I think Cody Zeller is not going to be the same since he is getting older and his contract is expiring. I think Zeke is going to be Charlotte's best pick if they do. And here comes the Chicago Bulls with Zach Levine, Laurie Markkanen, Thaddeus Young, Otto Porter, and Chris Dunn. Chris Dunn does expire this year. But yeah, Chris Dunn does expire this year with Denzel Valentine, Shaquille Harrison, and Max Stiers. Now I can tell right off the bat that their best pick is their most struggle need in the draft is gonna be a point guard. So I think they're gonna take either Tyrese Houseborough, Ramsey, since he can shoot threes, or Cole Anthony. But I feel like they're gonna take Nico because of age wise. So I think they're gonna take one of those point guards. Next up is the Cleveland Cavaliers. Andre Drummond, Kevin Love, Tristan Thompson, Colin Sexton, and Darius Garland. Now, they probably won't need a guard since they do have Colin Sexton who could shoot threes and Darius Garland, who I think who's gonna improve. Um, Seti Osman, we don't know if he's gonna improve to crack. We don't know if Seti Osman will crack the starting lineups or he's gonna get worse. So I think their best reasonable pick is gonna be probably a small forward. So I think they're gonna take. They're probably gonna take. I think their best pick is gonna be Isaiah Okoro. I heard he was pretty good, so I think they're. I feel like they're gonna take him as their best pick, but I don't think that's gonna happen. And now we're going ahead to the Atlanta Hawks with John Collins, Clint Capella, who they traded for from Houston, Trey Young, Kevin Herter, and DeAndre Hunter. They have pretty young lineup. Clint Capella is 26, who can do absolutely look at those badges. Cam Reddish, Dwayne Dedman, and Scal. I think their best reasonable pick is either going to be a forward or a guard. We don't know if DeAndre Hunter is gonna continue to improve or he's gonna be a bust. So I think a forward is probably gonna be their best option. Now for the Detroit Pistons, you have Blake Griffin, Christian Wood, Derrick Rose, Luke Kennard, and Bruce Brown. I might have to lower this down if this is too loud. Let me. I hope this is better. All right, I think this is better. So Blake Griffin is getting older. We don't know if he's going to be a good power forward. Christian Wood expires this year. We don't know if they're going to let him go or they're going to keep him. They have an 32-year-old Derrick Rose. We don't know who's going to continue to if he's going to improve a little bit or he's going to go down to the 40s. And they have some other guys over here, but they also got this guy. I think their most sense position for the draft is gonna be a point guard because Derrick Rose is getting older. I don't see anybody replacing Derrick Rose that well. I think these guys are probably gonna leave, and that's pretty much it. I think their best Jordan Bone. I don't know if he can live it up as long as he gets unless he gets lucky. So their best pick is probably gonna be a point guard. Now the New York Knicks, their best pick is about anybody except for a center. I think anybody but a center, pretty much, is in my opinion, because I think Mitchell Robinson is going to improve into a good center for the Knicks. So so the most reasonable position is going to be. I think their most reasonable. Anything is most reasonable, but I'm just going to go with point guard because Reggie Bullock does expire next year. We don't know if he's going to stay as a good 3-point shooter for starting or he's going to go on the bench. Unless if Frank can improve, then I think point guard won't likely be needed. So they need anybody. The Washington Wizards. Let's see. They have Bradley Beal, Jean Wall, Davis Bertans, who expires this year, who we don't know if they're going to keep or not. He is a pretty good 3-point shooter. Thomas Bryant and Ian Mahimi. Now, I think Ian's going to leave the Wizards. So that means they'll leave it off with another starting spot. If Troy Brown Jr. or Rui Hachimaru Mura can improve into a good starting caliber player, do I think their most needed position is gonna be a power forward. If none of their power forwards are gonna be good, but I think their power forwards are gonna be good. Now, last but not least, the Phoenix Suns. They have Devin Booker, Kelly Oubre Jr., DeAndre Ayton, Ricky Rubio, and Aaron Baines. They don't need a center because they already have DeAndre Ayton on their team. He is really good. I think he's likely gonna develop to the 60s overalls. Kelly Oubre Jr. is pretty good. I think he'll improve a little bit as well. Devin Booker, I hope he can stay good. So I think their most reasonable position is going to be point guard because we don't know if Ty Jerome is going to improve a lot. or Jalen. And Ricky Rubio is getting older. His value is getting a little lower nowadays. So I think point guard might be the most reasonable. And with that said, let's go on with the NBA draft. With the first pick of the 2020 NBA draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select James Wiseman. So they've decided to skip a small forward and take a position they don't need. This is gonna be this is gonna be this is gonna be interesting. They took James Wiseman. He stole him from the Warriors and decided to take another center they don't need. James Wiseman, please don't make him a bench player. If you make James Wiseman a bench player, I don't know what to tell you. So yeah, first pick was interesting. With the second pick of the 2020 NBA draft, the Golden State Warriors select Anthony Edwards from Georgia. So they decide to take Anthony Edwards with the second pick. And so they think that so I think the AI is probably thinking that Anthony Edwards is going to replace Clay or start over Wiggins. We don't know. But I don't know if this pick was worth it. This is going to be interesting because I feel like they should be switched. In real life, they would be switched. Yeah, come on, man. In real life, James Wiseman would go to second, and Anthony Edwards would likely go first. All right. Or Denny could go second in real life. We don't know. With the third pick of the 2020 NBA draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Denny. So they select Denny. Okay, not bad. Like I said earlier, they do need a forward, I guess. They do need a forward since Nicholas Batum is getting older. With the fourth pick of the 2020 NBA draft, the Chicago Bulls select Tyrese Halliburton. So they did end up taking a point guard. Like I said, they mostly need a point guard because I don't think Chris Dunn is gonna stay. If he does stay, I don't think he's gonna get more value out of the Bulls. So I think Tyrese is gonna be their hopeful future point guard to replace Chris Dunn, if possible. With the fifth pick of the 2020 NBA draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Onika Okongwu from USC. All right, so they did end up taking a They did end up taking a power forward instead of a small forward. So they think that Onika is going to be replacing Kevin Love. If Kevin Love gets traded or injured, we don't know what's going to happen. But I hope Onika can have a good time in Cleveland as a power forward to possibly replace Kevin Love. With the sixth pick of the 2020 NBA draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Cole Anthony. So they select a point guard that they likely won't need since they have Trae Young. If Trae Young somehow becomes a bust in this sim, then I think Cole Anthony might be their best replacement. But then there's free agency too, so we don't know what's gonna happen. Vince Carter will still be playing in the league if this was real life. So yeah, I don't know why they took a position that they already have a star in, but okay. With the seventh pick of the 2020 NBA draft, the Detroit Pistons select Paul Reed from DePaul. They did take a power forward since they possibly think that they're gonna. Since I possibly think that they're gonna let go Christian Wood and maybe replace him for Paul Reed. I don't know. We don't know if that's a good idea. If he doesn't prog that well in his rookie year, then I don't know what to tell you. Now, it looks like Zeke Nanaji is still on the board. So all those teams that needed a forward or center has not taken Zeke. So they decided to skip a 19-year-old Zeke. Even the Pistons skip him. Okay. But it's the AI's choice, okay? It's not my choice since I'm just managing one team. With the eighth pick of the 2020 NBA draft, the New York Knicks select Nico Mannion from Arizona. Okay. So they took a point guard. So I guess the most reasonable position they need is a point guard. Unless Frank can improve, then I think that's somewhat of an okay pick. I don't know. Oh, we'll see what happens in the offseason, in the preseason, which is progressions. With the ninth pick of the 2020 NBA draft, the Washington Wizards select Killian Hayes from France. So they took the 18-year-old trending guy in real life, Killian Hayes. So they decided to take a guard. They're possibly gonna replace John Wall in the future or Bradley Beal for Killian Hayes. But I think it's likely they're gonna replace John Wall. Because John Wall is getting older. He is starting to lose a little bit of value with that injury. So we don't know. If will Zeke be in the top 10 for this year, or will he be down to the 11th or lower? Let's find out. With the 10th pick of the 2020 NBA draft, the Phoenix Suns select, and they do take Zeke Ing. I accidentally pressed to your next pick, but that's okay. We can take a review and see who those famous guys went. So they took a forward center. I think that's a pretty good. I think that's a pretty decent pick. If Zeke plays at the power forward over Dario, I think that's gonna be a reasonable pick. So let's go ahead and take a look at all those guys and where they ended up. So after the 10th pick, Ramsey goes to the Spurs. Isaac Okoro goes to the Kings. The Pelicans land Obi Toppin. The Boston Celtics land Jaden McDaniels. RJ Hampton goes to the Magic. Xavier Tillman goes to the Blazers. LaMelo Ball goes to the Timberwolves. Oh, so they decided to take two guards this. So not two guards. After not taking Anthony Edwards, they decided to actually take a point guard in LaMelo Ball. Okay, we'll see how this turns out. So the Dallas takes Devin Vassell. Josh Green goes to the Nets. Tyrese Maxey to the Heat. Terry to the 76ers. And Isaiah Stewart to the Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets that they got from Houston. Now the Utah Jazz. Let's see. So we got Reggie Perry, Patrick Williams, Desmond Bain, this guy, Theo, Robert, Paul, Tyler Bay, Shattuck Bay. I am probably going to take an 18-year-old. So let's go and take a look at Patrick Williams first. So he's from Florida State. His build is not that, I guess, good for this pick, but I hope he can. His build will probably be better if he improves during his time in the NBA. I wanted to take Isaiah Stewart if Denver hasn't. If I traded for Denver's 22nd pick, I probably would have taken Isaiah Stewart, but it's too late for that. Let's take a look at this guy. I heard that this guy was pretty decent. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think it's somewhat pretty decent. So with the 23rd pick in the 2020 NBA draft, the Utah Jazz, with their only pick, will select this guy from Serbia. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and similar to the end of the draft to see where some of the guys I want to know where they went, like Shattuck Bay and Tyler Bay. So Shattuck Bay went to the Lakers. Tyler Bay went to the Philadelphia 76ers. And I've heard of this guy. This guy went to the Pelicans. Okay, so the draft was pretty interesting this year, despite that the Timberwolves decided to take a center first and then LaMelo. Maybe this might be a good idea. We don't know. If they trade Karl-Anthony Towns, I guess the first pick was good. Now, we don't have any salary cap space, which is sad, but we do have expirings like Jordan Clarkson, Emmanuel Mudiay, and Juan Morgan. Let's go and take a look at Jordan Clarkson and see if we want to get him back. Now, even if we let all these guys go, we won't be able to afford anyone that good. So I think they're our best options. He has pretty good three-pointers. So we're going to go and re-sign Jordan Clarkson. Now, Emmanuel Mudiay. I don't know if we want to trust his development system and see if he can rise, or we want to let him go. He has pretty good jumping, pretty good speed, and good rebounding. What's our point guard depth like? So we did just go Jordan Clarkson back. So we but Justin Fortright and Rajon Tucker or Goss. I don't know if I should trust him. I could trust. You know what? I'm gonna trust the pro. I'm just gonna trust Moutier and just resign him back. So welcome back to Utah, and Juan Morgan, I'm gonna let you go. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the top 10 free agents for this year. Whoops, that's for us. We're gonna look at later. So, okay, here are your top 10 free agents for this year. You got Brandon Ingram at number 1. Then it's Malik Beasley, Dario Saric, Mason Plumlee, Christian Wood. So they decided to let go of Christian Wood and take their power forward in the draft. Then you got Kent Bazemore, Derek Favors, Justin Holiday, Bogdan, I don't know how to say his name, and Pat Cunnington. So the only player that I really care about is Brandon Ingram and Christian Wood at this point. I think they decided to keep Davis Bertans, so let's go ahead and take a look and see what happened this offseason. Let's get started. So the Lakers signed Juan Hernan Gomez. Sorry. The Memphis Grizzlies signed Mason Plumlee. Let's see. The Phoenix Suns signed Christian Wood. Okay. Wonder how this is going to turn out. So Brandon Ingram has still not been signed. The Crossroads. What are the Crossroads? The Pacers? The Pacers. Yep. The Pacers have traded Naz, Berturo Long, and a future first round pick to the Suns for a future first round pick. The Wizards trade Shabazz Napier to the Pistons for Langston Galloway. Malik Beasley signs with the Miami Heat. The Clippers trade Terrence Mann and Joakim Noah to the Pistons for Louis King. The 76ers signed Nerlens Noel back to their team. They got him back after a few years. The Cleveland Cavaliers trade Kevin Porter Jr. to the Hornets for Malik Monk. The Cavs signed Skal Labissiere, I don't know how to say the name, and the Hornets signed Dario Saric. The Knicks signed Ante Zizic. The Brooklyn Nets trade Chris Chiosa and Caris LeVert to the Knicks with Julius Randle and a second-round pick from the Pistons. And the Atlanta Hawks have decided to sign Brandon Ingram to a 4-year contract. Okay, we'll see, and then we're gonna do one more time. Pat Cunningham signs with the Heat, and the Hawks sign Bogan, and that's pretty much it for free agency. So let's go ahead and simulate until the 2021 season and see where each team is at the moment. All right, so let's go and take a look at the power rankings before we get to progressions or look at some of the teams. So we have the Clippers at number 1, the Raptors at number 2, Denver at number 3, the Pacers at number 4, the Bucks at number 5, the Celtics at number 6, and then Houston's actually 10th. And we are number 20th, and the worst team is still Cleveland. So let's go and take a look and see how our team did. Okay, so we have Donovan Mitchell going down to a 61, which is pretty disappointing. Rudy Gobert went up +2. Moutier went up +8. Conley went down -4. Ingles went down -4. And Jordan Clarkson went down -6. Oof, I should have not re-signed Jordan Clarkson. Actually, I mean, he's at 3 points, so that's fine. Yep, and then we got Ross not doing well, so we're just going to go ahead and cut him because we don't want him. We're going to go and cut him off the team, and that's pretty much it. So let's go and take a look at some of the teams around the league. Let's go by power rankings. Let's see. Let's start with the Clippers and see how they improved this season. Kawhi goes +2. Paul George goes +1. Ivan Zubac goes +6. JaMychal Green goes up +1. +10 for their draft pick. Okay. And then they got Michael Carter Williams from Orlando, and they got Lewis King from the Pistons. All right. Now, next up is the Toronto Raptors to see how they got the second. So Serge Ibaka goes up +1. Fred VanVleet goes +2. +5 for Terrence Davis. Chris Boucher, who they got from Denver, goes +4. Monte Morris goes +3. And +9 for Brissett. Okay, that is interesting. So Serge Ibaka did go up pretty well, so that's good for them. Now let's go and take a look at Denver and see who they got. So the Nikola Jokic, I don't know how to say his name. He went up to the 70s, plus floor +3, +2 on Jamal Murray, -1 on Paul Millsap. Will Barton doesn't change. +8 on Michael Porter Jr. Isaiah Stewart +7 on their draft pick. I knew Isaiah Stewart was gonna improve, but Denver took him over me. And Robert Woodyard, they got from Toronto, got +7, +11 for Bol. That's interesting. Now Bol might be a steal in real life, but I don't know about what basketball GM has to say. Let's go and take a look at the Celtics because people thought they were gonna win a ring in real life. So Jason Tatum goes -1, -5. Jaylen Brown goes +3. Gordon Hayward goes -2. Kemba goes -4. Marcus Smart goes -3. They don't have the best procs. Their bench just died. Taco Fall went +4, +6, +8 for JD McDaniel. Oh, look at these picks. +11 on this guy from the 30th pick. Oh, he might be a steal. We don't know. He might be a steal for Boston. Yep, that's pretty much it we're going to look at for this year. So let's go ahead and organize our lineup. So our starting point guard is going to be Moutier. Our shooting guard is going to be Donovan Mitchell. Our small forward is going to be Joe Ingles. Our power forward is not going to be Mike Conley. It's going to be Bojan. I'm sorry. I'm going by position-wise. Positions don't matter in this game in the starting lineup. They don't matter that much. But I think they matter in my opinion. So, well, I don't think. It's like I just kind of want to keep it organized. And then we're going to have Rudy go to center. Bojan can move up to the small forward. Mike Conley is going to be our sixth man. Tony Bradley is up here. All right, so let's look at the preseason free agents and see if we can get anyone at our price. We can. Okay, some pretty interesting free agents like Lance Stevenson, Justin Holiday, who can shoot threes, Kyle Krover, who is, what is his 3-point overall? 81. So he's still the best. He's the best 3-point shooter I can get on free agency. Dwight Howard, Tyson Chandler, Markieff Morris, Alec Burks, Yogi Ferrell, Jared Dudley, and DJ Augustine. Now I'm likely gonna sign Kyle Krover because I don't want any of these guys. I don't think I want any of these guys to play because they're not good. So we're gonna go ahead and sign Kyle Krover back to Utah. Welcome back to the Utah Jazz. I think you play for Utah, Kyle Krover. We're gonna go. How much? We're gonna go and sign you for. How much do you want? 2 years? That's fine by me. If you can stay as a good 3-pointer off the bench, I think you'll do. I think you'll fit just right for Utah. So there we go. So Kyle Krover is up over Royce O'Neal, but below Jordan Clarkson. Our 3-point depth is gonna be somewhat interesting. The fact we have a couple of good guys. So we got Moutier. Actually, I might start Conley over Moutier. Let's see who's better. So Moutier can dunk and shoot layups really well. Pretty good IQ, and he can also rebound. Mike Conley, what can you do still? Yeah, Mike Conley, he's not the best. So I'm going to have to start Moutier. I'm sorry, Conley, but I'm going to have to start Moutier. So we're going to go ahead and start Moutier. Donovan Mitchell at shooting guard. Yeah, it's a little bit laggy. I'm sorry. It's kind of slow right now at the moment. Whoops. Moutier, Mitchell. What in the world's happening? Hold on, give me a minute. Sorry, this could take a while. Joe Ingles, Bojan. I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry. And Rudy Gobert. Mike Conley's gonna be 6-man. Kyle Korver's gonna be here. Let's go ahead and get this season started. So we're gonna go in similar. So 1 month into the season, there is a trade deadline, and we're gonna do that later. And I'll see you guys after the first month of the new season. Well, now you can see. Now most people just talk about this. We're just gonna go ahead and talk. If you guys, since you guys are not gonna feel comfortable in the silence, so Rudy in real life, the Utah Jazz are pretty interesting. Despite there are rumors about Rudy Gobert getting traded, there is one rumor about Rudy Gobert going to Boston. I don't know if Boston can even afford his cap. Jason Tatum should be the Boston Celtics should re-sign Jason Tatum as their number one offseason priority over Gobert. Because Jason Tatum is young and he's rising. Like I rather resign I rather resign Tatum than getting I'd rather resign Tatum than improving at the center depth at this point. Because if Jason Tatum doesn't resign with Boston, then they pretty much have no replacement. I don't know about Semi. Semi's not as good, so yeah, they need to sign Jason Tatum. And our first season is over. So we got Donovan Mitchell scoring 20 points a game. Rudy Gobert averaging double doubles. Mike Conley with 11 points off the bench. Joe Ingles is doing okay. Tony Bradley's okay. Jordan Clarkson's doing pretty good off the bench. And Kyle Korver is doing pretty good off the bench as well. So our record is 12-16. So I think I'm gonna have to start Mike Conley and put Ingles at the 6 man. Actually, yeah, we could let's put Clarkson at the 6 man and put Ingles at the yeah. And if we got Kyle Korver, we're gonna leave him there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's just simulate until the trade deadline since I don't feel like trading anyone this year. And I'll see you guys at the end. Let's go ahead and simulate to the end of the trade deadline since I'll be talking during these sims from now on. So Rudy Gobert is out for 7 games, which is sad for Utah. Jordan Clarkson is doing really good as the new 6 man. Mike Conley is added back to the starting lineups for Utah. Hope he's happy since our team needs to get better. Jordan Clarkson's really good at shooting threes. He's playing. I think he's playing a little bit higher than his overall. Because some players can play higher than overall, others can play lower. Joe Ingles is out for 2 games. Kyle Korver is doing pretty good as a 6 man 3-point shooter. Our record is 19-29, so we have no chance of making the playoffs, in my opinion. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the transitions that have happened during the season so far. Oh, I'm talking so loud. I'm so sorry about that. I'm sorry about talking loud. So there are no good there isn't. Well, the Knicks did release Todd Gibson. Okay, the Knicks released Peyton. That's Jamal Crawford got cut by the Nets. Okay, Isaiah Joe got cut by the Nets. Darius Miller got cut by the Pelicans. Utah got cut by the Grizzlies. The Kobe Simmons got cut by the Hornets. The Pistons signed Dwayne Bacon to a 2-year contract. The Miami Heat trade Derek Jones Jr. to Denver for Grant. The Orlando Magic trade Patrick Patterson to the Rockets for DeMaro Carroll. And the Spurs trade Keldon Johnson and a first-round pick to the Pelicans for Thornwell and a first-round pick. Okay, pretty interesting. Nothing new because the trade deadline's coming up. So let's go ahead and simulate until the All-Star game. And we'll see who our All-Star players are. So Kyle Korver just got injured. He's gonna be out. Moutier just got injured. So he's good. So everyone is healthy again. Hopefully, if Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert make the All Stars, they are healthy. We'll see who makes the All Stars. It will be Team Kawhi Leonard versus Team Kyrie Irving. Your remaining All Stars are over here. Let's. I'm gonna see. Are there any surprises this year? Buddy Hield made the All Stars. Interesting. So this is interesting. Buddy Hield made the All Stars. And Shy is not a surprise in my opinion. But I think Buddy's the only surprise that he's only the one I'm concerned at. Why I can't believe Donovan Mitchell and or Rudy Gobert did not make the All Stars. I don't know how, but okay. So let's go and just simulate the All Star draft since I can't do anything about it. So Kyrie Irving is doing really good with the Brooklyn Nets. He's mostly carrying Brooklyn after leaving Boston or after that injury. Kawhi is just and the All Star draft is over. We're gonna go and simulate until each quarter, or we're gonna simulate until the lame ending of the game. So let's go ahead and simulate our very first All Star game in history for this sim 2020. Let's see. So let's go to the end of the first quarter. All right, Team Kyrie is winning so far, and Team Kawhi is doing somewhat decent. Is doing decent. Team Kyrie is still ahead of Team Kawhi after the first half. No double doubles yet for anybody. It's going similar to the fourth quarter. Team Kawhi takes the lead against Team Kyrie from the third quarter. You got a double double for Domantas Sabonis, and no double doubles for Team Kyrie. Team Kawhi. I said Team Kyrie. I think Kawhi Leonard's gonna get a double double. All right, so Team Kawhi. Let's go similar to the lame ending of the game. It has been activated. It's a close game. Team Kawhi still takes the lead. First team to score 131 points wins the game. Another double double. Not a double double, but someone got 11 rebounds for Team Kyrie, and his name is Joel Embiid. A double, not a double double, but it could be a double double by Nikola if he can somehow make threes. That'd be funny. No, I'm kidding. It would just be awesome. So let's go ahead and go play by play. So Kawhi Leonard attempts a three. It's good. Whoops. All right, so let's see. So Joel Embiid attempts a mid range. It's good. LeBron attempts a three for the win. No good. Damian Lillard grabs the rebound. Damian Lillard attempts the three. It's good. Luka Doncic for the win. He bricks it. Nikola grabs the offensive rebound. He elevates for the win. And the game is over as Team Kawhi beats Team Kyrie. I accidentally pressed the play button. I'm sorry. So 29 points for Damian Lillard. Almost a double-double for Nikola. Just 1 point short. And James Harden is your All-Stars game MVP. Excuse me, All-Stars game's MVP as he scored 32 points for Team Kawhi. Excuse me. I should stop talking loud. I don't know how. So we can't trade Rudy Gobert. I might trade him after I sign him if it's possible. So let's just go ahead and simulate to the rest of the season since I don't feel like doing anything else this season. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the 2021 season. The sim is running a little slow on my computer because a lot of stuff has been happening lately. Let's see. So Moutier did improve. I'm glad that he improved. He's still good on his rebounds as a point guard. Rudy Gobert's doing double doubles. He did not make the All Star. He somehow got snubbed by someone. He should have made the All Stars. He deserves it. Donovan Mitchell should have made the All Stars too. He also deserves it. All right, we did not make the playoffs. Yep, we did not make the playoffs as we go 34-48. It's best of 7 right now. So your playoff teams are right here. So the Eastern Conference, you have the Nets against the 76ers. The Hawks going against the Celtics. The Raptors going against the Pacers. And the Heat going against the Bucks. The Clippers against the Spurs. The Rockets against the Grizzlies. The Trailblazers against Denver. And the Thunder against the Kings. So let's go and simulate until the end of the first round and see who wins this. And the Clippers will be playing against the Houston Rockets, and Denver upsetted Portland. They'll be playing against the Kings that upsetted the Thunder. The Brooklyn Nets will be playing against the Hawks, and the Toronto Raptors will be playing against the Bucks as Milwaukee sweeps the Miami Heat for revenge from last year in real life. And let's see who makes the conference finals. So the Clippers will go against the Denver Nuggets, and the Toronto Raptors will be playing against the Toronto Raptors. The Brooklyn Nets will be playing against the Toronto Raptors, and we'll see who your NBA Finals team are. And the Toronto Raptors return to the finals after upsetting Kyrie and the Nets, and they'll be playing against the Clippers. So let's go and simulate one game. The Clippers take game 1. The Clippers take game 2. The Raptors take game 3. Tie series. Toronto takes game 4. Toronto takes game 5. Will that be it? Who will win this game? Will the Toronto Raptors and win another title? Will they win another title? Yes. Will they set to defend their title? Oh, no, not set to defend their title. Will they win a second title after Kawhi? Or will Kawhi force a game 7? So, Zubac from the Clippers win the jump ball. So, the Clippers get the ball first. The Clippers is beating the Raptors. Let's see. There are a lot of players who are not going to play or hasn't played yet. Okay, not bad. Just going similar to the end of the first half. The Clippers are still beating the Raptors, but the Raptors are getting closer. I think. Yep. So Kawhi could get a double-double this game to force Game 7. A double-double for Serge Ibaka and Fred VanVleet with 10 points so far. Pretty good. Similar to the end of the third quarter. And the Clippers are winning by 20. Just similar to the last 2 minutes of the game. And I think the Clippers I think the Clippers take game 6 as they turn up they do. And the Clippers force a game 7 against the Toronto Raptors. And Kawhi Leonard gets a triple-double in game 6. And a double-double for Pascal and Serge Ibaka. And it is time for game 7. Let's go ahead and simulate. Let's go ahead and play One Day Live. Welcome to the Game 7 of the 2021 NBA Finals. It is win or go home. So let's go ahead and get this game started. It's time for the NBA Finals. Game 7. It's all in or nothing for both sides. And Serge Ibaka wins the jump ball. So Toronto will receive the ball first. The end of the first half. The Toronto Raptors are beating the Clippers close. 13 points for Pascal already. And only 7 points for Zubac. No points for Kawhi as he did pretty good. 2 personal fouls for Green. So 8 points for Marcus Morris off the bench. The end of the first half. The Raptors are winning by 10. Nothing interesting off the bench except for OG scoring 6 points off the bench. 14 points for Paul George, almost a double-double. Kawhi only gets 2 points. And Marcus scores 10 off the bench. Similar to the fourth quarter. And the Toronto Raptors are still winning against the Clippers, 83-65. So the Toronto Raptors, one more rebound, and Pascal gets his final double-double of the season. If either he wins a ring or not. 17 points for Paul George. Kawhi has trouble shooting this game. 3 for 20 field goals. Wow, that is terrible. Kawhi is on ice right now. He's ice cold this game. This is a really important game for the Clippers. Come on, Kawhi. What happened to your shooting game? Lou Williams is scoring 60 points off the bench. 10 points for him, yeah. Paul George is playoff P has taken over Kawhi this game. Kawhi gets 5 blocks and 5 steals. That's pretty good. There's a good side to it. There's a good side to this game for Kawhi. So let's go similar to the last 2 minutes of the game. This could be a close comeback for the Clippers, 100-83. Pascal gets his last double-double of the game. Of the whole year. Kyle Lowry with 11 assists, 20 points for. Kawhi continued to improving a little bit. His threes did not do so well this game. He's finally scoring some buckets. Ooh, he has 8 turnovers. That's not bad. That's not good. But at least Lou Williams is doing pretty good off the bench. So let's go ahead and do play by play and see if the Clippers will make a comeback. And it looks like the Raptors will conquer their second title of their franchise. Congratulations to the Toronto Raptors for conquering their second title, beating their former player, Kawhi Leonard. So they end up winning a title without Kawhi, which is pretty interesting. So congratulations to Toronto. It's time for us to go to the history and see who won what. I'm talking so loud, I'm sorry. So Kyle Korver will retire from the NBA. Vince Carter will be in the Hall of Fame, even though Basketball GM doesn't record that. Jamal Crawford retires. Joakim Noah will retire. Felton will retire. Rajon Rondo will retire from the Lakers. I think he should be a Hall of Famer. He deserves it. So Pascal is your Finals MVP. Kawhi is your MVP. He's also your Defensive Player of the Year. Spencer Dinwiddie from Brooklyn was Sixth Man of the Year. The Most Improved Player of the Year is unknown. And James Wiseman wins Rookie of the Year. Oh, that is interesting, honestly. They just took a center over a point guard first. Like, I don't know, Anthony Edwards. He's right there from Golden State. So Rudy Gobert did make the all defensive first team. Good job. Let's talk about Anthony Edwards. What did he do this season with Golden State? He didn't do a lot. He did improve, but he didn't do a lot. Okay, he did decent. He did below Eric Paschall. But they should have started Eric Paschall over Draymond, I guess. But they're going overall wise, so let's see. So it's going similar to the draft lottery for 2021. Golden State has another top pick from the Minnesota Timberwolves, and we do have a top odds of that. And let's see who gets the first pick. Let's go and pause and simulate. The Pelicans from the Lakers get the 14th pick. The 13th pick goes to Orlando. Then it's the Knicks. Then it's us, Golden State, Cleveland, Pelicans. The Washington Wizards and the Knicks do jump as the Bulls get 7. The Suns and the Pistons jump as the Hornets get 6. Golden State gets the 5th pick. The 4th pick goes to the Wizards. The 3rd pick goes to the Suns. So it's either the Pistons or the Knicks. And the Pistons will be the first pick for this year, and the Knicks claim number 2. Okay, so the Pistons jumped all the way the first, and the Knicks jumped the second with their own pick. Let's take a look at some of your top prospects for this year. We have Jalen Green, Cade Cunningham, Evan Mobley, Greg Brown, Jalen Johnson, Isaiah Todd, Ibu Dianco Baji, Ursan Garuba, CJ Walker, Scotty Barnes, and Brandon Boston. So I don't know any of these guys except for Zaire Williams and Isaiah Todd. That's all I know. And Jalen Johnson, too. We're not going to do positions because, well, let's just take a quick scan. I think they're going to take a point guard. They should take a point guard. They probably need a point guard at this point. The Knicks have 2. The Knicks. Carlos LeVert started for the Knicks. Pretty good trade. RJ is doing pretty good. Power forward would be their best option. Just probably do a quick scan because I don't want to explain everything. My throat is just like feeling a little bit fuzzy because I've been talking a lot. Ooh, Zeke Niger got plus 12. That was a good pick by Phoenix. I say they take a power forward. They did sign Christian Wood, but maybe a power forward if Christian Wood goes down again. The Wizards, I think they should take. They did take Killian Hayes plus 11, plus 17 for Isaac. I think their next struggle is gonna be I think their next struggle is going to be a center. Probably a center is their next struggle. Golden State again. I think they got it from Minnesota. What a nice. This was probably a nice trade for Golden State because they got another lotto. They already have Anthony Edwards. Yep. Take a center. Definitely take a center. James Wiseman just went first, so take a center, please. Maybe Charlotte again, the 6th pick. Ooh, look at this. Kevin Porter Jr. with a nice improvement. Devontae Graham. Yeah, take a center. Definitely, yeah, I think they need a center. They probably need a center because Cody Zeller is getting old. Chicago. Take a. You probably take a small forward. Take a small forward, Chicago. You need a small forward more than a power forward. The Pelicans. Take a small forward. Take a small forward. Cleveland. Cleveland. Take a small forward. Cedi Osman is getting worse. Kevin Love is getting older, but he still has that 3-point attribute on the old age. Pretty good. Last but not least, Golden State, and then we're gonna go to our team, Utah. Oh, we already looked at Golden State. Whoops. I forgot they have 2 lotto picks. The Utah Jazz. I think we're gonna take. We're gonna probably take a power forward. We're probably gonna take a power forward. With the first pick of the 2021 NBA draft, the Detroit Pistons select Jalen Green. So they take a shooting guard. All right. With the second pick of the 2021 NBA draft, the New York Knicks select Cade Cunningham. With the third pick of the NBA draft, the 2021 NBA draft, the Phoenix Suns select Evan Mobley. So they take another center. Okay. With the fourth pick of the 2021 NBA draft, the Washington Wizards select Greg Brown. So they decided to actually take a forward. Pretty good. The Golden State Warriors with the fifth pick select Jalen Johnson. Okay, so they they did take a forward. He can play forward, but he can also play guard. With the sixth pick of the 2021 NBA draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Usman Garuba. So they took a center. So they did take a center like I thought they would. He can probably replace Cody Zeller hopefully in the future. With the seventh pick of the 2021 NBA draft, the the Chicago Bulls select an 18-year-old center, Ibu Dianko Baji. Interesting. With the eighth pick of the 2021 NBA draft, the Pelicans select Isaiah Todd. So instead of taking a small forward, they took a position that they don't need, and which is Zion. Okay, we'll see how this plays out. If he can change positions into a forward, just an F, yeah, he can play. I think he can play small forward pretty well. With the ninth pick of the 2021 NBA draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select C.J. Walker. So they did end up taking a forward. With the 10th pick of the 2021 NBA draft, the Golden State Warriors will select Brandon Boston. So it's our turn to pick. So Dream is the highest projected power forward that we could take. Pretty good at free throws, pretty good at rebounding. He's interesting. Pretty interesting. I'm gonna go position wise. It's gonna be like real life, but yeah. Let's see. Scotty Barnes. How good is Scotty Barnes? MJ Walker's 23. Okay. I guess that's why nobody wanted to take because of age. He's interesting. He can shoot threes. Good free throws. Decent speed. I think this guy would be decent at the small form. With the 11th pick of the 2021 NBA draft, the Utah Jazz selects. You know what? I'm actually going to take Zaire Williams. Let's take Zaire Williams. See how he turns out. So we have no picks in this round, as Indiana Pacers to have our pick, second round pick. So we're just going to at the end of the draft. Let's just see where Jalen Suggs ends up. I've heard of him. Excuse me. So Jalen Suggs ends up in Houston. Isaiah Mobley is also a player I've heard of. He went to Boston. Oscar went to Toronto. Oscar Da Silva went to Phoenix. Victor Bailey Jr. went to the Kings. And Io went to the Celtics. Charlotte had two picks. Jeez, they took Courtney and McKinley Wright. Let's go and simulate to resigning. And take a look at, let's see who we can resign this season. Hopefully somebody good wants to stay. Or so Donovan Mitchell refuses to stay. Oof, that's tough. So we have no choice but to let him go. But the good thing is we get some space, 53 mil. Mike Conley, we're gonna let him go. Tony Bradley, we're gonna resign since I think he can continue to improve. Rudy Gobert, we're gonna resign you. I think I'm gonna do a resign and trade, even though Chinese trades don't exist in basketball GM. And I'm just gonna resign Rajon Tucker just to fill the roster spots. And that's gonna be pretty much it. Donovan Mitchell doesn't want to come back to Utah, so yeah. See you. I guess I'll see you later, Donovan Mitchell. Let's see. The top 10 free agents for this year is Giannis, Jonathan Isaac, De'Aaron Fox, Victor Oladipo, Andre Drummond, Kelly Oubre Jr., Donovan Mitchell, who left our team, Devontae Graham, Lonzo Ball, and Jabari Parker. So first, we're gonna go ahead and gather off and see what we can get for Rudy. And I'll probably trade Bojan after, just to save some space. Marcus Smart, we don't need him. Jared Culver. Actually, we could use Marcus Smart. We did get rid of Rudy. We did get rid of Donovan Mitchell. We could use Marcus Smart for a 3-point def. We can get picks. Nico. I think I might want to get Marcus Smart. Or I could get this guy because he's pretty young. But who do we have? We have Tony Bradley, though. I don't need a center. I won't need him. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and trade Rudy Gobert. This is going to be the end of Rudy Gobert's era in Utah. We're just going to welcome him to Boston. I want to replace a guard. Wait. But before we do that, let's look at some of the guards on our range that we can afford. Hopefully we can afford a good guard. Victor Oladipo, Andre Drummond, Kelly Oubre Jr., Donovan Mitchell. Oh, all these guys refuse? Well, except Mike Conley. He wants to stay, but he wants to. Evan Fournier. Ooh. Let's look at this guy. Before we go to Marcus Smart, this guy can shoot threes. Let's see. Let's see. Marcus Smart. How good are you at 3-pointers? He can shoot better threes. It's risky. Let's see. Rudy Gobert. Celtics. Ooh, they have the Time Lord. If they really want Rudy Gobert, though, I mean, I am taking a first-round pick. He's making 13 mil. How much does Fournier want? Because he's the best. He's literally like one of the best guards I can take. Fournier wants 6 mil. Actually, let's keep Gobert. I'm not trading Gobert this year. I'll probably trade him next year. Oh, we'll trade him in the future. So we're gonna go and sign a 3-point shooter. Welcome to the Utah Jazz, Evan Fournier on a 6 mil deal. All right, so look at all these refusals. Oof. Terrence Ferguson, we could take him. 16 mil? Oh no, we're not taking him. I need cheap guys. Lou Williams. We'll take Lou Williams just for 3-point def. Let's see. We'll take um we'll take DeMarcus Cousins for centers. Welcome to Utah, DeMarcus Cousins. He used to be a star, but not. I don't. I think he might be. Um, let's see. We are going to take. Let's see. Oops. So let's see. So what's our projected star lineup? Clarkson, Fournier. Oops. Gobert, Moutier, Bojan, Evan, and Joel. We're gonna sign one more player. Nobody wants to come to Utah because we're bad. We're rebuilding. We'll take Justin Holiday for 3-point def, and that's it. So let's go and see where some of the top free agents sign and go to check to see how much we improved. And that's going to be the end. And that'll be it. Let's see. The Knicks trade Maurice Harkless and a first round pick to the Magic for Al and a first round pick. The Rockets signed Brad Wanamaker. The Pelicans signed De'Aaron Fox. The Chicago Bulls signed Malik Monk. The Hornets trade Jalen McDaniels to the Spurs for Quindary Weatherspoon. I have no idea who that is. Lance Stevenson goes to the Trailblazers. The Bulls signed Damian Jones. And the Philadelphia 76ers signed Giannis. Ooh. Okay, so the Philly's going to get Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, I think, as their big three. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Denver trade Vlatko and a second round pick to the Grizzlies for Anthony Melton and a second round pick. The Thunder. Wait, the Thunder. Oh, I'm so dumb. The Thunder signed Giannis. Okay, so the Thunder did sign, I guess, their best replacement for, I don't know, Kevin Durant. So Giannis to the West is gonna be interesting because the West is stacked. The 76ers signed Jabari Parker. The Cavaliers signed Lonzo Ball. I almost said LaMelo. Isaac Bonga goes to the Grizzlies. The Nets trade Jared Allen to the Raptors for OG. Jonathan Isaac goes to the Knicks, and the Wizards go sign Moses Brown. Luke Kennard goes to the Cavs. The Pelicans go sign Diallo. Phoenix sign this guy. The Heat trade Pat Cunningham and the first round pick to the Pelicans for Alexander Walker, Obi Toppin, and a second round pick. And we're gonna go ahead straight to the preseason since I don't really care about everyone else. Kelly Oubre Jr. signs with the Lakers. Okay, that's gonna be interesting. Andre Drummond goes back to the Pistons. And Oladipo goes to the Magic. He goes. Did he wait? Oh yeah, Oladipo goes back to the Magic. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. JJ Redick goes to the Timberwolves. Otto Porter goes to the Pistons, and yeah, power rankings. And then we're gonna check our team, and that's gonna be the end. And that will be it for this episode. The Thunder are number one from Giannis. Raptors are number 2. Celtics improved. Hawks improved. Mavericks. Oh, we're the worst team. We're the worst teams ever since Donovan Mitchell. Rudy Gobert goes -4. Oof. I think we're at the point where we're gonna have to start like getting lotto picks because I don't think we're gonna be this good. Yeah, we still have some cap space. We'll do that next episode. Look at preseason free agents. So yeah, we are not in a good state, but we'll get there one day. We'll get to a contending playoff team one day. Just not right now. Right now is not the time. Right now is not the right time. And that's all going to be for today's episode. Hope you all like this episode. Subscribe, like, and comment. Hit the notification bell if you want more episodes of Basketball GM. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Stay safe, everyone.